So don't you tell me I am selfish just because I look out for myself. I've been happy, working hard, so I won't have to cry when I'm older.
I've always wanted to have a creative career since I was a child. I was attracted to movement and dance and bringing vision together in real form. But the problem that I had growing up is that I didn't know that it was possible to be a creative person for a career.
Fighting to live the dream, to me, means doing your passion as your career. So by that, I mean just being able to wake up and be excited to go to work, be excited to create, be excited to just live a life full of creativity, essentially.
I get emotional just thinking about it because it's like, it feels like a fight and no one truly understands. And you have a lot of like input from different directions. Someone wants to tell you to do this. Someone wants to pay you this amount. You know you're worth this amount. But you're dropping those standards to fit because the dream, right? You want the dream to happen and you don't know how it's gonna happen. All you know is that you got a lot of fight in you and you just want the world to see it.
You may have to stay up a little bit longer. You may have to, do some things that you're not quite wanting to do at a time that you want to do them. You may have to just really be by yourself sometimes, and just know and trust that I'm doing it right. You really have to be strong to know mentally that I've got this and I'm gonna make this come to pass, and just trusting that. I really feel like that's fighting to live the dream.
I started to chase the creative dream just a little bit. I was a dance minor, but I was often told you won't make a lot of money from that. You won't make it in life with that. You'll be broke with that. And that made me afraid and go the American dream route. And when I was in college, I didn't let go of my creative dream completely. I was a performance director. I was a creative director for dance showcases and for artists. So I lived in it, but I always only seen it as fun or just a hobby, never a career.
My keyboard is my love. Like, I would trade my girlfriend if I had one for this thing.
The moment I realized I wanted to pursue a creative career started in my early 20s. I had just got a job at Nissan and I was so happy. Now, I had been a creator prior to then, but it was always just a hobby. Music was just a hobby. So how do I go from hobby and match it with the same amount of money that I'm making at my current position? That was the drawback. And that was a lot of scary moments for me. I did not know how to make that jump.
Self-doubt and imposter syndrome really kicked my whole ass. I won't lie to you. It put me in situations where my actions started to reflect the self-doubt. I would tell myself I was confident. I would tell myself that I believed in myself. I would say it out loud. I would tell other people, but my actions did not match my words. I procrastinated very heavily. because I was so afraid to fail that I didn't go forward immediately when it came to getting certain tasks done. And when I had my daughter, the little bit of a thought that I had left just completely eliminated because survival mode kicked in. But the moment that I let all of those thoughts leave my body and just do what I fully wanted to do is when I was working at Zoom. I was very attracted to their brand, their story, their events, their employees. And that's where I kind of started to find myself really, really attracted to creative work. And from that point on, I decided to chase my creative dream, starting with getting my master's in brand communications, so that way I can understand how to tell stories better from a branding perspective.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is real. It is real, and I face it all the time, especially being in this space. As you know, Nashville isn't as diverse as other cities, so being like a Hispanic person in Nashville trying to do this, it's just, challenges that come with that, but also being able to work with Bree and Moise has been like a blessing in that way, because when I asked them, they're like, yeah, we had imposter syndrome too. And I'm like, y'all been in the game for a long time. Y'all got imposter syndrome. But like I said, it's such a blessing to be able to work with them because you get both sides of like how to navigate around imposter syndrome. So with Bree, you get more of like the proper planning side, and her like showing you like, if you do X, Y, and Z and you create a lookbook and you create a vision board for your shoots, it makes your shoots so much more thorough, and you seem like you know what you're doing, and you actually do know what you're doing when you actually go through the lookbook and see like, okay, I want to get X, Y, and Z shots. And so she really showed me how to navigate being a creator from a planning standpoint, and that was just super cool to see, and her being able to inspire me in that way. And then Moise is just so chill, and I remember us doing the Amazon shoot. He was like, I've done this so many times, we're gonna be all right. And it's just like having that, like I said, that big brother energy where I was like, okay, if he's cool, I'm cool. And then also too, like I've messed up plenty of times before, especially on shoots that I've done with Bree and Moise, and I've been like, hey, I don't know if this is right. And they're like, no, it's good. And just them walking me through on how to be better and how to get better in those instances. So when you have imposter syndrome, I think it's very important to have people that look like you, that sound like you, that have walked through the same journey as you, just telling you it's gonna be all right. And that's what Bree and Moise is for me in this journey of photography.
Self-doubt has showed up in my journey a lot, actually, still to this day. Every time I get to the point where I feel like I'm killing it, there's a new challenge that I have to overcome. There has been moments where I might have knocked a commercial out the park or a music video out the park. And of course, as God would have it, I get called for these positions, and then when I'm on set with guys that have been doing it way longer, or they're more skilled, or they just have all the equipment that I don't have, or they just understand how to run a whole production set, and I don't, it gets real interesting because I'm back at square one feeling like I just started, or I'm new on set, or I don't really know what I'm doing. They're looking at me and I'm looking at them. In my head, it's, man, I really hope they help me out with this one. But in their head, it's, you're the expert, what are we supposed to do? And so what I do is I just take a moment to myself and I remind myself I'm here for a reason. And they brought me in for a reason. And I got this. It's just a new challenge, but it's still the same core principles. It's still your creativity that they want. And so once I just get out there and apply that creativity and just make the best of what I know how to do, it typically all works out.
Yo, you wanna be honest? I met Moise through Instagram. It's so crazy. We're in this new world now where like Instagram, TikTok, whatever, it's like social media is really connecting people. Truth be told, I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for social media. And Moise actually reached out to me begging to be on my set. No, I'm joking. He wasn't begging. He was just reaching out. He was like, yo, bro, I think your work is dope. I was like, yo, I think your work is dope as well. And I just saw some of the videos he was making. I saw his mindset. There wasn't many people who I felt looked like me or came from a background like me. And so when we linked up for the first time, it was on a shoot. And It was a music video. He had brought me on. He's like, bro, you can just come help out. Just let's meet up. We didn't get coffee. We didn't do anything. It was just like, come. We jumped right into the mix of it all.
Now we're getting Claude, Chuck, and Jimmy, and we're going to shoot them forward.
I am setting up these lights. We're adding some little fill to the front of the faces, if you can see right here on the stage. And immediately off the rip, I was like, this is someone I want to be in my camp. Not only as a filmmaker or as a networking move, but also as a friend. Ever since then, bro, we've been killing it, bro. And I've seen Moise he's grown a lot as an artist, and I'm excited to see where he's going to be in the next 10 years.
The moment that I realized that I wanted to go after a creative career is when I first started being the iPhoneographer, is what I called it, in Nashville. And I had a specific client, tell a friend, where I helped him do promotional content for one of his biggest events, the Re-Grill and Barbecue that they have over the summer. I didn't know what I was doing on set by any means. I just did what looked good, what felt good, and what I saw people excited about. And when I saw the joy on his face and the happiness that I heard in his voice from feeling heard and understood, because I created something for him that he has been trying to put into visual format for so long, that is the moment that I realized I wanted to be a creative for a career.
I met Bree's work first before I met Bree. I had gotten a chance to kind of see some of the stuff through Instagram, and I'm always, looking at things that are going on in the community and just seeing who's behind them. When it comes down to me seeing her working with her phone versus having a camera, all I could do was really respect the hustle, because I felt like it's not really what you have to get what I was looking at. I know just the advancement of technology and how phones are able to do so many things now. I was just really, again, respecting the hustle and admiring the fact that she didn't limit herself to wait until she had a camera to be able to be on scene and be like, hey, this is what I do. I remember that she was able to actually kind of cook up some content for me initially in that moment. Like, look, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start recording, this, I'm gonna get this together, and I could really kind of see how earlier on how her mind works. And I'm a big picture visionary type person, to where I was just like, it's not an if but when for her. She's got it, she's got it.
I remember working with Bree on that same shoot. She went from a phone to a camera. And I remember she was telling me, she was showing me her camera. She's like, why does my camera keep going black? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, every time I look in front of it, it turns black. And so I had to tell her, I was like, well, if you cover the viewfinder, your camera's gonna go black. And we just started busting out laughing. And it's just really cool to see the transition from that moment to her leading a whole creative agency, getting like these big brand partnerships and all the things.
There are so many people out here that have things in their head that they may not be able to get out in movement or in color or in symbols, and I can do that. So from that day forward, I altered my mindset from thinking that being a creative was just a form of release and fun to I'm actually going to go all in and make this a business so I can help more businesses and more brands feel just as happy as the CEO, Ivan. The journey is most definitely challenging, but it wouldn't be a journey if it wasn't. And I've had my high times, I've had my low times. In the low times, what keeps me really adamant about continuing this fight is the impact. I am so driven by impact. My motivation is not about how much money I make, the kind of car I can drive, how big my house would be, what stages I would be on, what celebrities I can work with, what interviews and podcasts I can be on. It's not about that for me at all. Great to have it, but what truly pushes me is the idea that I can make room for others. I can create opportunities for others. I can give someone else hope. I can show the next generation after me that living a creative journey is possible. I can expose the generation after me to different ways of using their creativity. That's what keeps me going. If I stop my own fight, it's not only me that I'm affecting, but I'm affecting everyone that I'm supposed to touch and sprinkle a little bit of life on. I have a specific calling in this world. I have a problem that I'm supposed to solve. And by not going after it, it puts too much at risk. And that's what keeps me going.
If you really want to make your creativity into your career, it's truly about consistency. It's not about talent. It's not about having the highest level of equipment or being able to get the biggest brand deals immediately. It's about consistency. Practice every single day. I don't care if you go out there and shoot the birds. Take the opportunity to get better. Moise will be proud of me. The other day I shot a video and I did it in 60 frames per second, and I did the shutter speed and everything like that. I was like, okay, videographer coming soon. But truly, like, creatives, if you want to make this a career, it's all about consistency. It's all about getting out there, being uncomfortable. I still get uncomfortable every time I get a shoot.
I feel like to really understand and know how to serve a community, you have to understand how a community works.
It's important to build a community that's willing to help with walls around what it means to help, not just doing free work. And so once you get that community, really, really nourish that community, love those people, treat them well. Community is all about giving, taking, loving, supporting.
And that's what Fighting to Live the Dream is all about. It's not about keeping this negative connotation that we are struggling to live our dream. It's about defying the odds and finding solutions to the gaps so that way we can have head starts during our creative journey. I want to take all of that wisdom that I've gathered and I want to pour it into the Black and Brown creative community. Don't ever doubt yourself because your story don't look like someone else's. Don't ever think that you can't go where you want to go because it looks like you don't have the resources. Because in reality, everything you need you already have, and if you don't have it in the present moment, it is already for you in your future moment. You got this.
So to all my Black and Brown creatives, it's lit. Let's go. I'm proud of you. I want to see you kill it. I want to see you achieve all the things that you want to achieve. I want to see you on top of the world. I want to see you become the best version of whatever it is that you want to be. I want to see you be the best creative that you want to be. But I also want to see you do it in a healthy manner. I don't want to see you crash out. I don't want to see you burn. And I don't want to see you giving up. Continue to fight to live your dream.